Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today is all about you, what you value, what drives you, and where you're headed. Over the next 3 lessons, we'll figure out what matters most to you and use that to set some powerful goals you can actually achieve. By the end of this training, you'll have a roadmap for making decisions, staying focused, and shaping your purpose-driven lifestyle. Coach Al asked me to take you through this comprehensive training class on defining your values, principles, and goals. So, get your paper and pen ready because we'll cover a lot of stuff today. Feel free to pause the video if you need to take notes, or rewind it to hear a point again. Please note that this training is not designed to be completed within a 1-hour session. That's because it is packed with a lot of great information that requires you to integrate the concepts into your way of thinking, some of which you may be hearing for the first time. Therefore, you need to take a break after each lesson, meet with your mentors, and complete your homework. This will ensure you understand each lesson before moving on to the next. The homework may take a day or 2 weeks, depending on your mentor's calendar. Don't rush the homework because it's important that you have a quality discussion. This training is about something that can shape the rest of your life in a powerful way. We are going to talk about values, principles, and goals. In simple words, we are going to talk about what matters to you, who you want to be, and how to build a future you can be proud of. Most people grow up with talent, ideas, energy, and dreams, yet some may still feel confused about which direction to take. That is normal. Sometimes life feels loud. School is demanding. Friends have opinions. Social media creates a unique level of stress. Family expectations can feel heavy. And when all of that is happening at the same time, it becomes easy to move without thinking deeply about where you are going. That is why this training matters. When you know your values, you make better choices. When you set clear goals, you stop drifting and start building a purpose-driven life. Values help guide your heart. Goals help guide your actions. So today, I want you to listen with an open mind. Think about your life right now. Think about the kind of person you want to become. Think about the future you want to build, not just the one that happens by accident or may be shaped by your friends. By the end of this training, I want you to walk away with greater clarity, confidence, and direction. Let's get started. This training session is designed to help you define what matters, make better decisions, and set goals you can actually achieve. That is important because success does not usually happen just because somebody got lucky. Success is often built from small, good decisions repeated over time. In the first lesson of this training, you will discover values and decide which ones will guide your life. That means we will talk about what matters most to you and how you can turn what you believe into the way you actually live. In the second lesson, you will define how your principles will manage conflict and decisions. This will enable you to apply your values when making choices throughout your day. In the third lesson, we will discuss SMART goals and develop an action plan. That means we will go from ideas and dreams to real steps that can help you move forward. So this is not just a motivational talk. This is practical. This is personal. This is about helping you understand yourself and helping you take action. As we move through this training, I want you to remember one simple thought. The better you know yourself, the better decisions you can make. And the better decisions you make, the stronger your future becomes. Let me take a moment to talk about the heart behind this training. This workshop exists because young people face real issues. Teenagers and preteens are dealing with pressure, confusion, distractions, and important choices earlier than many people realize. Some are trying to figure out who they are. Some are trying to stay focused in school. Some are trying to deal with peer pressure. Some are trying to rise above difficult situations at home or in their community. That is why our nonprofit focus matters. The goal is to help young people succeed by building strong business, financial, and communication skills, while also helping families improve their health and create better opportunities for them. That means this training is not only about learning something new and feeling inspired for a few minutes. It is about building a foundation for real life. It is about helping you think clearly, act wisely, and grow into a strong role model. When we talk about helping teenagers succeed, health improvement, financial independence, and community education, We are talking about the whole person. We are talking about your mindset, your habits, your character, your future, and your ability to make an impact. You are not too young to start building that foundation. In fact, this is one of the best times to start. Before we go further, I want to introduce our leader responsible for this training. This training comes from a place of real life, real leadership, and real service to others. It is grounded in years of experience helping others learn, grow, and succeed. It is rooted in 45-plus years of work across business, finance, leadership, coaching, and training. I'm speaking of our CEO, Richard Sherrod Sr. He is also the creative officer for his wife's coaching business, Tips for Living LLC. He wrote a book, Dare to Succeed, Finding Passion to Fuel a Purpose-Driven Lifestyle, to help young adults identify their passions, develop skills, and live a purpose-driven life. That matters because young people need more than slogans. They need wisdom they can trust from people who have been there and done that. They need guidance that has been tested in real life. They need someone who can speak to success, failure, discipline, growth, and purpose with honesty and conviction. So as you listen today, understand that this message is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about helping you become stronger, wiser, and more intentional about your life. It is about helping you discover that your life can have direction and purpose starting right now. And I want every young person listening to hear this clearly. Neither your age nor your current condition determines your future success. Your age makes this the perfect time to build a life larger than you can imagine. This training comes with helpful tools, and those tools matter because growth becomes easier when you have practical tools to work with. The first resource is the values list. That list is a reference document you can use later to help you think about the qualities and beliefs that matter most to you. Sometimes young people know what they feel, but they do not yet have the words for it. This list of values helps you put a name to what is important. The second resource is the behavior change model. That helps you think honestly about your habits and choices. It helps you ask what should continue, what should start, what should stop, and what should never become part of your life. This model was used to mentor those who later became vice presidents at their companies, so it works. The third resource is the goal tracking sheet. That helps you measure progress. It is easy to say you want something. It is different when you actually track whether you are moving toward it. The fourth resource is the mentor discussion guide. That is important because success comes faster when you are not trying to figure everything out alone. So the guide can help continue the mentoring well beyond this training session. A parent, trusted mentor, or family member can help you think more clearly and stay accountable. So, as we go through this training, remember that these tools are free and you should use them when needed. They are part of how you turn ideas into action. Don't forget to download them to your computer so you'll have them for later. Now we move on to Lesson 1, Discovering Values. This lesson is about 4 big questions. What are values? What do specific values mean? Why do values matter? And what are the benefits of values? Those questions matter because many people go through life making choices without ever slowing down to ask what truly matters to them. They follow the crowd. They react to emotions. They chase attention. They copy what looks popular. And then they wonder why life feels confusing. Values help clear that confusion. Values are like an inner compass. They shape what you believe and who you will become. They help point you in the right direction when life gets messy. And life does get messy. You will have moments when you have to choose between fitting in and doing what is right. Between comfort and discipline. Between quick fun and long-term success. Between who people want you to be and who God is calling you to become. That is why this lesson matters. We are not just naming words. We are building a compass for your life. Let's discuss more details about values. There are 4 ways to think about values. First, values are the things that matter deeply to you. They are the beliefs and qualities that shape how you see yourself, how you treat others, and how you decide what your time and energy are worth. If you value honesty, that affects how you speak. If you value family, that affects how you spend your time. If you value discipline, that affects your habits. If you value respect, That affects how you handle conflict. Values are not just words that sound good on a poster. Real values show up in real life. They show up in what you do when no one is watching. They show up in what you say yes to and what you say no to. They show up in how you respond when something is difficult, unfair, or tempting. So when we talk about values today, I do not want you to think about what sounds impressive. I want you to think about what is real. What truly matters to you? What kind of person do you want to be? That is the question. Second, values are about identity. They help shape your sense of self. They are part of how you answer the question, who am I? Third, values guide decisions. They influence the choices you make and the direction of your future. Fourth, values help explain your feelings. Sometimes you feel proud after making a choice. Sometimes you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes you feel uneasy even when everyone else seems fine with something. A lot of that comes back to values. For example, if you deeply value honesty, cheating on a test may bother you in a way it does not bother somebody else. If you deeply value loyalty, being ignored by a friend may hurt more deeply. If you value responsibility, wasting your time may start to feel uncomfortable. That is why values matter so much. They shape not just what you do, but how you experience life and how others see you. Here's a quick recap. Values help define what matters, who you are, how you decide, and why certain things affect you so strongly. Now let's look at 26 common examples of values. Family is a powerful value. When someone values family, they care deeply about supporting, protecting, and staying connected to the people they love. That might look like helping at home, being present, or making choices that honor the people who care for you. Loyalty is another strong value. Loyalty means being dependable, standing by people you care about, and not turning your back on someone the moment things get hard. A loyal friend is rare, and people remember that. Compassion means caring about the needs and pain of others. It is the value that makes a person notice when someone is hurting and want to help, rather than mock or ignore them. Fairness means you care about right and wrong, and you notice when people are treated unfairly. If you have ever said, "That is not right," or "That is not fair," then you already understand this value at some level. As you hear these, do not just listen. Ask yourself which ones feel strong inside you. Which ones sound like the real you? Now we continue with honesty, generosity, integrity, and perseverance. Honesty means telling the truth and being real. That can sound simple until truth becomes uncomfortable. Honesty matters when it costs something. It matters when it would be easier to fake it, hide it, or blame somebody else. Generosity means giving your time, help, kindness, or resources to others. A generous person is not only thinking about themselves. They are willing to bless other people. Integrity is closely connected to honesty, but it goes even deeper. Integrity means doing what is right even when nobody is watching. It means your private choices and public image match. You are the same person in both places. Perseverance means you do not quit just because something is hard. You keep going. You push through setbacks. You stay committed even when results take time. Denzel Washington once said, "Working hard is what successful people do." That value is huge for young people because anything great takes time. Good grades take time. Athletic growth takes time. Learning a skill takes time. Strong character takes time. You do not become who you are meant to be overnight. Here are 4 more values that matter a lot in real life. Trustworthiness means people can count on you. You keep your word. You do what you said you would do. You handle responsibility well. When someone trusts you, that is a big deal, and it takes time to build. Courage means you are willing to do what is right even when it feels risky. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward even when fear is present. It means you are not afraid to fail big, to dream big. Self-discipline means you can control yourself. You do not let every feeling run your life. You can stay focused. You can stop yourself. You can follow through. This value matters in school, sports, health, money, and relationships. Humility means you do not think you are better than everybody else. Humility keeps you down to earth. It helps you learn, listen, and grow. Many strong young people are not loud. They are focused. They are humble enough to learn, disciplined enough to act, and courageous enough to stand firm. Kindness, responsibility, gratitude, and empathy are next. Kindness means treating people with care and respect. It is easy to be harsh. It is powerful to be kind. Responsibility means taking ownership. It means you do not always make excuses. You handle your part. You do your work. You show up. Gratitude means being thankful. It means noticing what you have instead of complaining about what you do not have. Gratitude can change the way you see your whole life. Empathy means trying to understand how another person feels. It is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. That matters in friendships, family relationships, leadership, and conflict. Young people who grow in kindness, responsibility, gratitude, and empathy tend to build stronger relationships because people can feel the difference between someone who only thinks about themselves and someone who truly cares. Now let's look at patience, open-mindedness, thoughtful living, and optimism. One of the hardest values to live by is patience, the thing that keeps your mouth shut while you think through a response or action. Patience means you can stay calm and steady while things take time. That is important because growth rarely moves as fast as we want it to. Open-minded means you are willing to learn, listen, and consider another point of view. It does not mean you believe everything you hear. It means you are teachable. Thoughtful means you reflect before you react. In a fast world, thoughtful people stand out. They do not rush every answer. They think. They process. They consider consequences. Optimism means you believe things can improve. It means you still see the possibilities in the middle of the storm. Optimism is not pretending life is perfect. It is refusing to believe that hard moments are the end of your story. That matters because many goals die in the mind before they ever fail in real life. The person gives up mentally before they ever give an idea a chance to work. And remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. This slide gives us tolerance, forgiveness, self-truth, and respect. Tolerance means living with awareness that people are different. It means learning how to treat people with dignity, even when you do not agree on everything. Forgiveness means choosing not to live chained to bitterness. It does not mean pretending wrong is okay. It means deciding that pain will not control your future. The past cannot be changed, so forgive and focus on the future. Self-truth means being authentic. It means you are not building your whole life around pretending to be somebody else just to get approval. Respect means treating others with dignity and treating yourself with dignity, too. Respect shapes how you speak, how you listen, how you argue, and how you carry yourself. When respect leaves a conversation, things can fall apart quickly. But when respect is present, even difficult conversations can become productive. The last two values on this list are community and independence. Community means you care about the people around you. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. You want to contribute, serve, and help build a stronger environment for others. Independence means you value the ability to think, act, and stand on your own in healthy ways. It means you are growing into someone who can take responsibility for your choices and your future. These two values are interesting together because life requires both. You need independence so you do not become easily controlled by pressure. But you also need community so you do not become isolated and self-centered. Healthy growth is not just about you. It is also about how you live with and serve others. Let's be clear about something. You can't work on 26 values next week. Pick a few from the list and think about how well you live them today. Discuss your short list of values with your mentors so they can help you develop an action plan for improvement. You cannot work on everything at once, so narrow your focus to your top 5. You need clarity on the few that matter most to you right now so you can start your journey for change. Values matter for teenagers because life gets busy and pressure gets real. When your values are clear, you feel less confused. You can make decisions faster when life gets hectic because you already know what matters. You do not have to start from zero every time. Clear values can strengthen your confidence because you understand yourself better. Confidence is not just about being loud or bold. Real confidence comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. Values can improve friendships because they help you choose people and behaviors that match the kind of life you want. They can also increase respect because people notice when someone has standards. And values open better opportunities because they help you focus on what matters instead of chasing everything at once. Here's the point. Values reduce confusion, strengthen identity, improve relationships, and help direct your future. There are 4 big benefits to having clear personal values. The first is perseverance. When life gets hard, your values can help you keep going. If you know why something matters, you are more likely to stay committed when things get difficult. The second is being more social in a healthy way. When you understand who you are, it becomes easier to connect with people who share healthy priorities. You stop needing every crowd to approve of you. You will depend less on social media for connection and develop meaningful relationships with real people. The third is decision-making. Values help you decide what fits your life and what does not. They help with small choices and big ones. The fourth is goal setting. When you know what you value, you have a clearer picture of what kind of life you want to build. That is why values come before goals in this training. Goals without values can send you in the wrong direction. You can achieve something and still feel empty if it was never connected to who you really want to be. Now it is time for reflection. I want you to stop the video and reflect on the 26 values we just reviewed. Consider how each one made you feel as they were explained in the lesson. Take notice of which ones connect with you the most. Next, write down the 5 values that feel strongest to you right now. Then circle the 3 you would defend even when life gets hard. Take note of the ones that you strongly agree with and those you don't. If you don't align with a particular value, that's okay because it helps you decide what you stand for. Reflect on how you apply those values now and how you might change because of what you've learned. Write down your reflections and preferences so you can discuss them later as part of your homework. Now that you have your thoughts together, you have homework to do. It is one thing to circle a few values during a training session. It is another thing to test whether those values are truly yours. That is what this homework activity helps you do. Now that you have your notes, schedule a meeting with a parent, mentor, friend, or family member to discuss your values further. This is your chance to think out loud, listen to others, and hear how different people understand what matters most. Take as much time as needed to have a great discussion. Just be honest and thoughtful. Try to be real and don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Do not just repeat the value. Explain what it means in your life. Maybe you start with values that affect your family, your faith, your friendships, your future, or something you have already been through. As you talk, be respectful. Listen to others' points of view. There is no right answer. You are sharing your thoughts. This is about clarity, not perfection. Take this time seriously. Sometimes hearing yourself say something out loud helps you realize what really matters to you. In this discussion, describe a moment this year when you actually lived out each of those values. If you say honesty is a top value, do you tell the truth or do you lie at times when it's convenient? If you say loyalty matters, have you kept your commitments to your friends? If you say discipline matters, do you complete your schoolwork on time? This is not to shame you. It is to help you be honest with yourself. Growth gets stronger when your values become visible in your actions. Then think about where conflicts show up. At school, with friends, at home, in your habits, in your choices. Where is life testing those values? This is a powerful discussion because it moves values from sounding good to becoming real. Now stop the video for lesson 1. Take time to reflect and take your notes. Schedule your meeting with a parent, mentor, friend, or family member to discuss your values further. You should not continue to lesson 2 until you have completed your homework.